Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our live videos from our greenhouses, live, and it's raining.
And cold.
It's not snowing.
It's May and the heaters are still kicking on.
I got my Snuggie back on, so, yep. Today we're talking about vines, and this is not going to be a comprehensive list. We have a lot of varieties when it comes to vines, and we're going to be showing you some of those and what we use them for.
Because not all vines are created equally.
Right.
And if you think they are, you're either missing out on what they are doing or you're going to be overgrown with vines in your basket. So.
All right, so I'm going to start with where you want to start.
Well, first let's just show them this.
So
look
if you want to do
beauty.
a hanging basket, this is an option. So we have mostly potato vine. There's a lot of varieties in just potato vines. So you can see the big green, the trailing. There's the compact, the tricolor, the dark version, and
Goldilocks,
the Goldilocks, that's Lysimachia. So just a hanging basket full of vines, you can see, is absolutely beautiful just in itself.
But look at how much the potato vine, this specific one, takes over.
Yeah, you have to give it some room. It is quite vigorous growing, but that is gorgeous.
I want to show them the difference. So here is one for proven winners. This is called Sweet Carolina Bewitched Green with Envy. And do you see this one? Did I show the leaf difference? Do you see the difference between those leaves? One's smooth, one's more jagged. This one is going to stay more compact. It's not going to get that long flowing.
Right.
And it'll stay more compact, which maybe if you have a walkway, something like this where it's trailing way down, isn't ideal because you'd be walking on it. So then you want to look at your tags and make sure you're getting more of a compact one. Still has that great lime green color, but it's not going to like become a tripping hazard, basically.
Right. Yeah. So, do you use vines in your beds or containers, your pots? Go ahead and comment down below if you are a vine connoisseur. And I think that people are really, in the past few years, they're really getting into the varieties. Like, it's almost its own thing. Mm-hmm. You know, that I really want to add in that spiller that flows out. So
we just had a group of girls in yesterday.
Yeah.
And the one goes, "Oh, I love this vine, but I really love this vine." And the other girl said, "Well, you can put more than one vine in your container." And isn't that the truth? Like, we get it so stuck in our head that you can only have one.
Right.
But you don't have to. You can combine them and have that different texture going on.
Okay.
Most vines do not blossom.
Most do not, but there are some that do, including the potato vine. The potato vine can sometimes blossom, and they all have the same exact looking bloom, even though there's a big variety in the potato vine. So let's take a look at maybe
Is the
some
rain
of our...
throwing you off?
Hey, at least it's not snow right now. Just wait 30 seconds. It's cold enough. Okay, so let's go with basic. Let's do just typical Vinca vine. So why don't you put that down and you can show the Vinca vine.
Right, it covers me so nice.
Okay, so the Vinca vine, standard Vinca vine. Now,
there's also the Wojo's right next to it.
Okay, so this is a standard Vinca vine, but last year we found this Wojo's gem. We absolutely loved it. So
this is the Wojo's gem.
More people are going with this. I would say it's like more than 50%. And you can see it's just like a brighter green.
This will get long like this one is. They're kind of equal as far as growth wise.
Yeah, you can
it's
see,
just the color.
You can see how long this is. We don't cut them because some customers want this length.
Yeah.
Others want it bushy. If you want bushy Vinca vine, give it a cut. Wherever you cut it, it will fork out and kind of bush out. So if you're looking for just long trailing Vinca vine, let it go. If you want it to be bushier, give it a little haircut.
But those are kind of your standard, like, they've been, well, Wojo, I don't know that it's been around for a long time, but the Vinca vine's been along forever.
But anyway, okay, so that's your entry level vine if you think about vines. Certainly has this place. Let's go to the Lysimachia. So that is the sunburst. That's another newer one for us. We had it last year. We absolutely loved it. This is also Lysimachia.
It's totally
same family.
different.
And this is just a
It's
wee
in
little.
there.
This is a wee
The bigger
little one.
one's right there.
Oh, it's in my hand. So these are all Lysimachia, but again, there's a big variety of the dark. This gets a little yellow flower. This is the
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. This does great. This is very.
I love it.
It's pretty hardy too. My mom had this on her front porch way into the fall, and it did very, very well. And in the fall, it's cold in our neck of the woods of northern Wisconsin.
This one is called Midnight Sun, and like you said, it gets that little yellow flower. This green one, and look at that movement in there. Isn't that fun? This green one is called Goldilocks. And then this one is definitely a different style. Like the leaves are not as tender, I guess I want to say.
Way bigger too, obviously.
It is.
Yeah.
And but they do all drink a lot. This one drinks the most.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
It drinks the most.
Yeah, watch your watering because it soaks up that moisture and you have to water
Isn't
more
that
often.
fun though? Look at that movement. I love that.
A basket with that would look awesome.
It does.
Just the variation. Yeah.
Or out of a container, and you have that such a difference in the bright lime green compared to that real dark color. Some people really love that darker colors. Like
Yeah.
I've been noticing that more and more. Do you like the really bright colors, or do you like the little bit more like the darker colors? So you have like the darker Lysimachia or the potato vine.
Yeah, it has the black.
Some of even the blooms are going to like the black mamba for petunias
sure.
are darker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of unique. Okay, let's do this one. This is kind of a one-off of itself. We're running out of room here. Okay, this, I don't know if there's a common name, or I'm going to say the common name is potato vine. I don't like calling that potato vine because
It doesn't look like
that's
it.
not what I think of as potato vine.
Right.
So the potato vine is the Ipomea. This, it never says actually if there's a real name for it, but it's called variegated potato vine. So this gets a little yellow flower on it, right?
No, this is not the same one.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah.
Does Jane call this the Packer vine? Or is that the other one?
I have no idea.
Okay, well anyway, moving on. So this is kind of a one-off. It is what it is.
Yellow zebra.
Yeah, it's
is
got a
this
nice
one.
little variegated vine. Great for another container. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna switch that back. Let's talk about the wire vine. That's also.
I love this.
Yeah.
And if you look at the movement of this one, it kind of feels almost wiry too.
You mixed some baskets with the geraniums and it looks
did.
fantastic. Yeah.
And I just did up a truck for one of our customers. She came in with this wired, like a large wired truck, and then the back you could put flowers in.
Yeah.
And we went with the wire vine, because it had so much movement, and yet you could still see through to that truck form. So it wasn't like covering it like a potato vine would just cover up that truck and then you wouldn't even see what it is. This gave that real airiness to it.
Well, yesterday didn't we do the? Did you put this in with the geraniums?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had put in a 12-inch hanging basket. We put 3 geraniums and maybe 2 of those on the edges.
Real dainty little petals on it, and then look at the movement on it. It's very. It even feels it.
Okay.
We talked about this last week.
The glechoma.
Yep.
Not glaucoma like you get in your eyes, an eye disease. Glechoma. I'll put all these, the spellings on these in the description. So after the video's done, I'll put that all of what we showed. So glechoma, also known as creeping Charlie, not the invasive creeping Charlie that's all through your yard, but this is in the creeping Charlie family.
Boy, that
Glechoma.
smell.
Yeah. So we have a lot of our customers. This is a natural mosquito repellent. It's in the mint family. So most of those mints have a resistance where it drives away the mosquitoes, which is great. So we have a lot of customers that just take this glechoma and put it into a hanging basket to put on their porch. Like, hey, I want to sit out on my porch without the mosquitoes. This is a great repellent.
And you can see how dense and full it is up on the top.
It's thick.
And then you have, again, I really like movement of stuff.
Yeah.
Like when the wind's blowing and you just have that little bit of movement, I love that.
But this is a great one that it's in your container, you're sitting out on your deck or whatever. Just run your hands through that. Again, it's in the mint family, so it has that smell, and that helps keep those mosquitoes away. All right, this is in the plectranthus family. So that one's called guacamole. That's the color. So again, it's in the plectranthus family, which we've shown another natural mosquito repeller. We didn't grab these because I don't really call them, they're not vines for sure. They're big. They kind of vine out. Yeah, the big plectranthus.
Yes.
That we use on our own deck for the mosquitoes.
The one looks almost like a coleus. It's more upright.
Yes.
And the other one gets just, like, if you put it in as a vine, it would just like overtake.
Huge.
It's huge.
Like we do a big
It's
container
right
with that. Okay, so this is also in the plectranthus family.
This is the one that he says just gets massive.
This is my favorite. Just put this in a pot by itself because it gets massive. I mean a big pot, because this will absolutely fill that whole thing out. It goes up and then it like umbrellas down and starts trailing down. It has a unique smell. It's very fragrant.
You know, maybe I should use that out in the front because the deer don't like it either.
Yeah. So that's also in the plectranthus family. So
as I'm shopping and trying to plan out my own containers.
Yeah, I would not call this it does vine, it trails, but this one goes this will go like up that far and then it trails over like an umbrella. So this is in the plectranthus family. All right, one last one.
Right there, Silver Falls.
Silver Falls. This is
one of my favorites.
This is so cool. This
it
kind of dainty.
Feels like if you touch like the nuzzle of a horse or a dog, you know how soft that is? That's what it doesn't it feel it? Like when you're touching a horse like this.
Okay.
It does. It kind of looks like a mix between a vine and a Dusty Miller.
Okay, you're throwing me off because I know you walk up to a horse and you're like doing this to its nose.
I do.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, it is. It's kind of a velvety. It's like a trailing.
Have you ever
Dusty
felt
Miller.
that? Like, do you ever feel it's just so soft?
Yes.
That's exactly what this feels like.
Okay. But this is a nice. It has that contrasting with that whitish, silvery look. So if you're looking for just maybe something to contrast your flowers, this is a great one. The Silver Falls.
I would just sit.
Surprised you're not doing that to my nose. Not the same feel.
No. So beautiful. This reminds me of like, if you did all whites, like a wedding, like doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should put that in some of Samantha's.
Yeah, Samantha's just gonna carry this pot down the aisle.
It wouldn't be bad. Can you imagine that?
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
That actually would be really pretty.
All right, so that's.
There's a lot of vines to choose from, and you really need to look at. A lot of vines will tolerate being in that partial shade to full sun.
Yes. Yep. You can have them on a.
They're not going to be quite as vigorous if you have them in the shade because they're not going to get all that nutrients.
They're not demanding like flowers are. So even though maybe some of these are marked for sun, they can go in a lot more shade than what would be ideal. And they just don't do. They don't fuss at all. Like they'll just do their thing. They'll trail over, and including the Silver Falls, the wire vine, the Lysimachia. We've seen all of these on a completely covered porch. So
and they do
lots of shade, and they do just fantastic.
And remember that when you're talking about vines, because sometimes you have walkways, or you have maybe a basket and it's hanging down in a window. You can give it a haircut. There's no problem doing that. It will probably get bushier because once you cut one, it's going to branch out into two. But don't feel like, I don't know what to do with it. It's okay to give your plants a haircut if they're impeding on what your natural flow of where you are.
Yeah,
is.
if you have this sitting on your porch, this is going to impede your view at some point. So
which maybe you want that.
Yeah.
If you have a neighbor you don't like and you're trying to Seriously.
Put it on the sides.
Yeah, or maybe
A
you're
nosy neighbor.
overlooking like a
Yeah.
dumpster area and you just want to block it.
Yeah.
That's a great option.
But certainly with potato vine, you can manage this. One year we did some of our big hanging baskets for our yard, and I had the long potato vine, and this I think went about 7 feet. This potato vine can get very, very big. It's vigorous growing. It does not like the cold. So even a 40-degree day.
I don't like the cold either.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you there. But potato vine is one of those that, early spring, late fall. Yeah, that cold weather, it will kind of wilt down. It doesn't mean that it's dead, but until that sunshine hits it, and then it'll spring back. But it's not real cold hardy. So just remember that with your potato vines.
And in the fall, because I'm going to jump ahead because it is so cold right now.
Yeah.
We're going to have this beautiful summer coming up. It's going to be nice and hot. They're going to drink a lot.
They drink a lot.
And
yeah.
in the fall, they are going to be one of the first ones to go.
Yeah.
So, you know what you do with that? You plunk a big pumpkin in there.
There you go.
That's always my solution in the fall.
And if you go to reuse your containers,
Yes.
just remember the potato vines specifically make tubers, meaning those great big root, kind of like a little potato. So no, you can't eat it. So you're not going to serve it up for supper. But just remember, there's going to be tons and tons of tubers in that container. You have to get through that and pull that out of there.
If you're gonna reuse your soil, you're gonna have to pull those out.
Yeah, it's a little more cumbersome. There's a lot more to go through if you have potato vine. They have massive root systems again with those tubers in there, so those tubers are gonna mush down. You really don't want anything rotting under the soil, so you're gonna have to get rid of those, for that next year if you're gonna reuse that soil.
So, long story short, lots of vines. Check your tags. Use all the different ones. You can use more than one in a container, and make sure you fertilize them to make them go like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, we're going to highlight one of our brand new retailers of our fertilizer, and that is the Kountry store in Hershey, Michigan. So the Kountry store, they are carrying our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. And
Very excited.
you can find other retailers of our fertilizer more and more every day. We're adding.
Yep.
And just added some more this morning. Awesome.
At 5 a.m.
Yeah, got them on the map. So you can go to our beatyourneighbor.com website, and if you're looking for that local small business that carries our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, go to our beatyourneighbor.com website, click on that retailer button. That'll take you to a map of the United States so you can see somebody near you. If there's nobody near you.
But please, if you have one near you, please use the greenhouses that are carrying us. Please go in there, tell them we said hello, shop with them. We really, really encourage that small business.
Yes, absolutely.
If you can.
If you can't, we can ship to 48 states currently, and we can ship right to your door. So
Fantastic.
You can order online at beatyourneighbor.com.
And we are waiting anxiously for this weather to take a turn up in the north here to get warm.
Yes.
Very anxiously.
This week it looks like it's going to
Hopefully,
start turning.
because I am ready for summer.
Yeah.
Who's ready for summer?
I'm ready for spring, actually.
I think we're past spring.
We
now.
went right from-
We're going to go into summer.
We're going to go from winter to summer, but so is being in the north woods of Wisconsin.
And that kind of affects the greenhouses of, we anticipate an opening. We anticipate the weather, and the weather's not all that unusual. This week has been unusual, but that just shifts our time frame back, which means it's going to get busier and busier during certain
hammered when the sun shows up, and
I'm kind of excited.
It's maybe in the 60s or 70s for a day or two. Yeah, we're gonna get hammered.
All I need is pay some bills.
Yeah, there you go.
Because this heating bill is killing me.
Yeah. It's amazing how much heat you go through in a greenhouse to try to melt 5 feet of snow that's sitting on top of your greenhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
All right. On that, have a great day.
Bye-bye.